Greetings everybody, my name is Travis Guzzi. I'm the Mission Engagement Facilitator for the SED Central Region, and it's a joy and privilege to once again bring this latest edition of the iGo vlog to you, to empower you as everyday missionaries to connect with your neighbors in love and service in order to connect people to Jesus. Well, in this latest edition of the iGo vlog, I'm continuing a conversation that I began in my last edition around a new book that recently has been released called The Hopeful Neighborhood by Don Everts. And it really looks at the question of what happens when Christians pursue the common good. It's a great little read. I want to encourage you to reach out to Lutheran Hour Ministries if you haven't come across this book, and make sure you get one. Well, last edition, we looked at the idea of how can we be about the common good, how God calls us, both in our ultimate calling and our redeemed calling, to be conduits in our vocations, our callings of life, to be that blessing that He has always intended us to be, all the way back to the beginning, to love and serve our neighbors. Well, we took a look at what it looks like to maybe do that individually in our last edition. What I want to do is explore the idea is, what does it look like for us to do this collectively as we seek to be a blessing to our neighborhoods and our communities, wherever we live, work, and play. Now, one of the things that's important is starting with, do we think from a weakness or deficit mentality, or do we operate from a strengths mentality? And here's what I mean by this. Typically, a lot of ways that this works when we think about engaging our community to be a greater blessing is we start off by thinking about what's the problems. What are the problems in our community that need to be fixed? Then we come up with various solutions of, hey, this is a way we could do it. And then we engage, we start executing on that possibility. That's maybe not the best way to go about seeking the common good in our neighborhoods and communities, especially when we're working collectively. What Don Everts and this book from Lutheran Hour Ministries would suggest is a different way, a strengths-based approach, is starting off with what gifts do we have available? Starting within your ministry, within your congregation, what gifts has God given to us collectively, but also looking out into the community. What people resources, what organizations, what individuals have gifts that we also could leverage to partner with and do ministry, not to and for, but with the community for the sake of the community. So it's identifying what gifts do we have available that God's given both internally and externally in the community. The next step then is imagining the possibilities. It's now with these gifts, what good could we do around here? What are the different possibilities? And then through a process of discernment and prayer and seeking God and what His desire is for the community, then you decide on which one you want to do. And then finally, it's seek the common good. Once you know the gifts, once you explore the possibilities and settle one, then it's now starting to execute that vision to be the blessing that God's calling you to be. You know, a great way I think about this is starting off with the idea that, you know, if you got a lot of circus acts, you've got a lot of people who are trapeze artists, and you have those who are do high wire acts, you got a bunch of clowns, you know, you don't go out and build a bridge, even if the community needs one. Now, instead, knowing the gifts that you have and the talents available and the experiences, maybe you start a circus instead. Or if you've got a lot of engineers and welders and people who are used to building bridges, and as long as it is a need of the community, now instead of starting a circus, maybe instead you build a bridge or you build something that the community needs. It's looking at the gifts God has given to you, imagining the possibilities, then looking at the needs of the community, and where's the sweet spot where those come together. And so as we go out, remember, we don't go out as a lone fisherman when Jesus calls us to be fishers of men, but He calls us to go out in community because we are better together. And don't approach it from a deficit mentality, but start with a strengths mentality. What gifts do we have? Imagine the possibilities, and now seek the common good. I hope that this iGo vlog has been an encouragement to you. I really would encourage you to take this idea, talk with others in your congregation, in your neighborhood, in your community. Find out what gifts are available. Do a survey of the talents and the experiences that God has given. Pray about it. Imagine what God could do with those gifts and pursue that common good. With that, I want to wish you all God's richest blessings, and we'll catch you next time for our next iGo vlog. Take care, everybody.